Hi everyone, this is Donna Faye Weitzinger, Navajo County Supervisor for District 5, and today we have Navajo County Connection, and today I have a special guest, Cody Cooper, who will be talking to us about the comprehensive plan. So Cody, why don't you tell us what you do at the county and how long you've been with the county and so forth.
Thank you. My name's Cody Cooper. I'm the planning manager here with Navajo County. So I work in the Planning and Development Services Division. With planning, we oversee the orderly and harmonious growth of the county. More or less what that means is we review developments with our standards and guidelines like our zoning ordinance and comprehensive plan in order to ensure that all development is moving forward in the way that's been planned out. I've been here with the county since about 2018, started here as an intern, and just continue to work in the planning division.
Well, we're grateful to have you. I know Cody does a lot of work in helping our communities, one, understand the regulations and what we need to do to be good neighbors to one another and helping in either establishing a property or building and so forth. So thank you for joining us, our team. We're grateful to have you. One of the things that Cody will be talking about, or the things that he's charged with, is overseeing part of the comprehensive plan. So what does that mean?
Yeah, so our comprehensive plan, it's a broad, long range, and coordinating guide that we use for our development and the community's future. So whenever we go and update that, we take a factual understanding of what we have in our community and the makeup, and then we go out with the community and figure out what their aspirations are. With that plan, it helps us to work for the next 20 to 30 years approximately for the county. We do look at it every 10 years, but we look at that 20 to 30 year aspiration period. And with that feedback, we develop goals and policies so that we can guide development over that period of time. It's really important for us, if you ever see us at public hearings, that when we're making recommendations to the board, a large part of those recommendations come from the comprehensive plan, which is guiding how we review projects and see what's suitable or not based on the community's feedback.
So I could see why the community involvement would be so important to this conversation, that you want to understand their perspective and also having this give and take in a sense of them understanding the county as well. So when we think of the plan, what is the process for adoption and approval?
Yeah, so we go through and we review with the community, and then once we get into the formal process, there's going to be a 60-day review period. That review period is required by state law, and in that period we go out to all of the adjacent counties as well as all of the towns and cities that you'll find here in Navajo County, and then the Northern Arizona Council of Governments, which is our regional governmental agency. And so we give them 60 days to review and provide us comments potentially on how it relates to their comprehensive plans or their understandings. And then following that, we will go to a hearing in front of our Planning and Zoning Commission, and they'll make a recommendation on this comprehensive plan on whether or not it should be adopted in that form. And then following that, we'll come in front of you and the 4 other supervisors to see if there's ultimately adoption of that comprehensive plan in a second public hearing.
So in a timeline, and this wasn't one of those things that we talked about, but what would be an appropriate timeline for a comprehensive plan?
Yeah, so it depends on the jurisdiction. Most jurisdictions want to aim for a 12 to 18 month period. You want to have a long enough time that you can have engaged conversations with the communities and develop a great document, but you also don't want it to be so long that you get burnout where the public no longer wants to be involved and they've lost interest. With our comprehensive plan update, we have targeted a 12-month period for adoption here from the beginning, which was in January.
So starting in January, so we have a few more months to be able to participate. I know that there are changes in the previous comprehension plan and the direction that was taken to this year's comprehension plan. What are some of those changes?
Yeah, so based on our population, all we're required to go through as far as elements with the comprehensive plan is land use and circulation. We haven't taken a good hard look in about 20 years, and we wanted to go look at all of the optional elements that were here. So beyond that land use and circulation, we're looking at things like housing, energy, water resources, wastewater, economic growth, our public facilities, and open space. So we're expanding out to 10 different topics, which are all optional beyond those first 2 requirements. But we want to really open this up and plan out for our future very, very well and in a comprehensive way, hence the plan name.
Right. Well, I can see that and certainly appreciate that those are parts of the discussion. We talked about affordable housing recently, or just before we started this, and that's important. And when we think about economic growth and how that impacts our communities, water is certainly a very, very important discussion in Arizona, and something that, as a regional conversation, that we want to pay attention to and be a part of when we're thinking about, well, how do we expand? How do we look at business growth opportunities? How do we look at home ownership and so forth? So all of those elements become very important to being able to develop a comprehensive plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes. So if residents want to participate, what do they do?
So we have a lot of options that are out there. Currently, we're in our process in the preliminary stage of collecting information from the public. And so we found our best approach is to go meet the public where they're already going to be located. Just this last Friday, I was up at the annual Balloon Festival in the Pine Top Lakeside area. We're going to be at the county fair out in September. We have a couple of events next week. So we are starting out by going to events and meeting the public. But we've also developed a website. It's NavajoCounty2050.com. And on that website, it gives the public questionnaires that they're able to take, allows them to request information from us, track documents as we prepare them in this process. And then it also lets them track us down and find out where they're going to find us on what dates. So we're providing ample opportunities for them to reach out to us, but also for us to reach out to them. We have some responsibility there as well.
That's awesome. That's great. So what happens after the comprehensive plan is completed? The adoption and implementation and so forth.
For sure. So the big part on our side as planning staff is we're going to put together some implementation tasks based on the goals and policies in the document that's been created. And we'll create timelines as far as how we're going to achieve those implementation tasks and programs that we need planned out here. It's also going to allow us after this to analyze our zoning ordinance. So typically the order is a comprehensive plan is adopted and then a zoning ordinance is adopted. Because we already have one adopted, we're going to take a look at the existing and make sure that it's still in alignment with the new goals and policies that we've put together. And then using that comprehensive plan and potentially any changes to the zoning ordinance, we're going to go through and then review all of the new projects that you see come in front of the Board of Supervisors using those documents. So the public will get a chance to see that pretty live and rapidly as far as how this document gets used within the processes for us.
I certainly appreciate the information. I think it's an important one for people in residence, myself, and thinking about how do we be proactive and participating in the conversation and best understanding. And if we have certainly a vetted interest in not only just being residents, but we may be business owners, property owners, and so forth, and that we want to be a part of this conversation, I think it's great that Navajo County is opening the opportunity, and we want to get as many perspectives as possible. So if you get a chance, make sure you go to NavajoCounty2050.com, and you can find all of the information that is needed to find a meeting or to be able to find the next event or wherever you can participate in some of those conversations. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to remind us of or mention?
I think not much. We're just looking forward to meeting with our citizens and taking their input. We'll catch you out at some of these events. Please don't hesitate to reach out through our website and the county website as well as the comprehensive plans website here. We just really look forward to the input. We want this plan to be one that's community driven. If we make it for ourselves, then it's useless, so we need to make it for the community around us here.
I like that perspective. So certainly we want to take a chance or opportunity to be part of the discussion. Look for the information on NavajoCounty2050.com, and thank you for joining us.